Hi guys, my name is Rui and I'm here on the Adaptive Brain channel to go through Turbolamik tuning using TunerPro. So on the last episode we left here on the TCU update. So if you did the update on your TCU, you're using the last software available. So better gear changes, better function of all the options in the Turbolamik. So uh, let's go to TunerPro. I'm using the base map that you can see here that I've downloaded from the last TCU that we bought. So um, start to let you know about the info that you can see on the TCU. Okay, so this is the software ID, so you can see the version that you are using here. Okay, um, this is the Turbolamik TCU version 2. Okay, TCU date, this is a production date, so February of 2024, and this is the just a reminder of type of gearbox that you have the tuning made for. Okay, so HP 70. Okay, um, this is the minimum software, the date, and that's it. So um, this is options that you don't need really. So uh, next uh, we'll see the save parameters. Okay, um, the save parameters you can have it on autosave all. Okay, this is you can leave it like this. This is for adaptation. Okay, so if you had another gearbox um, and you change the gearbox or you change the clutches inside the gearbox and you need to uh, do another adaptation. Okay, you can send adaptation 0, or you can send the base adaptation to your new TCU or to your old TCU. Okay, so if you set it uh, like this, you save it, and next thing you need to do is on the adaptation you need to clear all of this. Okay, so you need to clear these tables. Okay, so you need to do it like this. um, 0 on the brake adapt, uh, 0 on the end adapt, 0 on the downshift, and 510 on the torque reduction adaptation. Okay, after this simply upload. Okay, if you have it connected you can upload the current bin to emulator. Okay, and the TCU will receive the adaptation because you activated that here. Okay, after that you can download from the TCU to TunerPro. You go here and check if the TCU received the 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 reset parameters. Okay, and you can uncheck this. That's really important. Okay, and save it and update again. This is Then for you don't have the problem that uh, the TCU is always adapting. Okay, if you have this type of conditions. Okay, so here on the manual you can have this type of conditions. If you have this type of conditions, the TCU is always adapting. Okay, so if it always adapting, you don't want to send it um, or the reset conditions or the uh, adaptation that you made 1 week of driving the car, and on that 1 week the TCU learn a bit more about the gear changes. Okay, so if you download that information from the TCU, you can save the map and you run from there. Okay, but the better option for you not forget to download the, because I did it, I forgot to download the adaptation, the bin file from the TCU. Okay, and I've lost all the adaptation done, um, because I started to change things uh, on the maps here. Okay, and when I send the adaptation, I've sent it the 01. Okay, the that come from factory, so I lost all the adaptation from the TCU. So uh, for you to don't have that problem, you just unset it here. Okay, save it, upload it, and the TCU don't allow the new information from these tables. Okay, that's the first thing. It's really important. Okay, so um, next things, we have this folder for sensor calibration. Okay, the most important sensor here is the brake pedal. Okay, so um, the brake pedal, it's really important for the TCU, because let you go into drive or reverse safely. Okay, so on the sensor input you have the foot brake signal input. Okay, like you can see here, you have 0, it's off. Okay, and you have 1 to 12, it's analog 1 to 12. Okay, 13, it's a CAN input. Okay, if you have some ECU that receives the foot brake signal and put it on the on output on CAN bus, you can set it like here, and the TCU will understand the message on the CAN bus and will have the signal virtually for the foot brake. Okay, and the 7, it's the default. So the number 7, it's the default, and you can see on the um, here on the TCU manual the pinout. If you find the number 7, it's an output, an input, sorry, for foot brake signal in. Okay, 12 volts. So you connect 12 volts to uh, the valve. Okay, of that you have on the pedal, and the valve goes to this input, okay? So it will send the information here on the TCU, and after that you can um, change to reverse or drive, okay? So the signal input invert is if you wanted to do the same thing but with the ground connected, okay, or the earth, whatever you like it, you need to invert this signal, okay. So it changes from 12 volts to ground, okay. The This is a new thing on this version, okay. It's a foot brake automatic detection, okay. So it can detect um, the signal foot brake in CAN, okay, in CAN bus communication. Usually this happens with OEM ECUs, okay. So, but it's a good thing that those guys from Turbolamik put it here to help us tuning easily, okay. So we have a lot more of inputs. Um, some of them they are standard because if you buy the uh, TCU or the Turbolamik um, switch program, okay, that's a rotary switch. Um, it's connected on the TCU, and you have the analog in number 10, okay. So if you go here, you have number 10, it's the program switch, okay. This let you so I can show you what the program switch is. Program switch is this rotary switch, okay. So if you buy this one, it will be connected here, and it will send the uh, signals to uh, the TCU to change the programs. So P1, P2, P3 until P8. Okay. So this is new. The program switch automatic detection. Okay. So it will detect if you are using from an input, CAN, an analog, um, PCB from Audi. Okay, so this helps us not to forget to change here the input, so the automatic detection will change it for us. Okay, if you use the switch button, okay, it's a type of input that you need to set it um, to go up on the program and down on the program. So going up, you go from 1, P1, P2, P3, P4, and down you go from P4, P3, P2, P1. Okay, so all you need is to write here what input do you want to use. So from the free inputs that the TCU has, um, and it's the same thing. You choose the input here, and if you want to work with ground, okay, you need to invert the the switch. Okay, so this selector input, okay, it's the selector, the gearbox selector usually um, we use the can selector 1. Okay, is here on the can selector 1. So what this means, it is using what we choose to be on can 1 selector. Okay, so if you choose what type of selector you have here, okay, this is number 32. Okay, 32 is all F8 HPs or DCT selectors. Okay, so the selector input will use this type of selector. Okay, if you want to have from an input, okay, and it goes to um, D, S, N, P, you need to choose here um, the analog input switching or 1 to 12 input, and you can use it always with the OEM selector on CAN 2. Okay, if you leave the selector OEM. Okay, so after that, you after you set the input, okay, here you can program here on the analog selector the sensor calibration. So is this is for you to input different voltage, okay, to select uh, P, R, N, D, and it goes from there. Or if you have if you choose here the analog, okay, the analog will receive a signal, and from you can set it like 1, 2, 3, 4, and what it's going to happen, it's when you put a signal, you need to see if you have the inverted or no. But if you put 5 volts on this input, okay, what will happen, it's the uh, if you have 5 volts on analog 1, it will choose P. Okay, if you have on the if you have 5 volts on uh, analog 2, it will choose R. Okay, that's what happens here. So okay, you have those options, and the 8HP55 from Audi. Okay, and the sensor calibration for the analog input switching. Okay, so this is a lot of information for now. So let's stop here, and after that we'll talk about the clutch input and other ones that I think they are important for you to know and to tuning your TCU. So that's all for today, guys, and thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel Adaptive Brain, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.